Welcome to another episode of the Miami Real Estate Show. Today, I want to share with you an interview that I did for 5 of the most influential people in our city in terms of real estate. I had the opportunity to be the moderator for the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce Luncheon. I was 3 weeks ago. It was an amazing event put together by the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce at the one hotel in Miami Beach. Over 350 of the top producers, top agents, and brokers in our industry. I had next to me Jay Parker, the CEO for Douglas Elliman, Birdman, the developer for 1000 Museum, not only one of the biggest developments in downtown Miami, but in the whole city. We also had the opportunity to interview 2 top producers, Chris Leavitt from Douglas Elliman and Eloy Carmenate, and also the developer for my Brokerage, Harvey Hernandez. So I want to share with you this interview and the way they talk about Miami, the future of our industry, the do's and do not for real estate agents. It is a 45-minute interview packed of great information, not only for you as a real estate agent and how you can improve your business, but also how you can help your clients and how you can envision the future of our city. Without further ado, I leave you with this amazing interview put together by the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. I hope you take as much as I took from this interview. Until next time, make it a very productive day. Take care, guys.
The new 2015 report is out, and we are very pleased to report that there are only 2 cities in the entire United States that are listed in the top 10 of most important cities for the ultra high net worth individuals. And those are New York and Miami. And so we are in company with and actually rated higher than Dubai, Paris, and Zurich.
Last year, Miami was the 8th fastest growing city in the country. And every day we're seeing more than 1,000 people move into the state of Florida.
It's a great time to invest because of the marketing. Everybody knows that Miami is the best place in the world to be.
In our 50-year history of data for the Miami market, the last 4 years have broken new record in our entire history for number of real estate sales.
But there's a different investor that's coming to Miami today. The investment strategy is different than it was in 2006, 2007, 2008.
Everybody has to put 50% down payment. The down payment that used to be before 10% and 5% and no money down and etc. Right now it's 50% down payment.
That creates more financial stability in the purchase of the property that they're buying, as well as within the banking system, as well as within our community.
But the great news is that Miami prices are still equal to where they were 11 years ago, which was in 2004. So what are those prices? Well, the median home sale price, that means as many properties sold above this amount as below this amount. So the median home sale price for single family homes is only $282,000. For condominiums, the median home sale price is $207,200. So you can see why Miami has so many affordable options compared to other world-class cities.
Miami is one of the best places in the world to do investment today because it's still growing all the way up to the sky and it's going to be very expensive in the future.
We're seeing increase in incomes, which allows us as investors to raise rents. The second thing that we're seeing is low vacancy rates. And vacancy ratio overall in Miami is less than 5%.
Luxury sales have actually had a 2.3% increase. So while our sales have been amazing and breaking new records for the 4 years here in the local marketplace, we actually are still increasing in the luxury $1 million and over price point homes. So we're up 2.3% even over last year's record amount. And our median sale price for luxury properties is $1.7 million.
Actually, Miami is one of the best place to be because it's become the capital for South America.
Is the most international city in the entire United States. We have more foreign-born residents in Miami than any other major city in the U.S. And that's part of what is so welcoming and wonderful about Miami, because no matter where you're from, we have residents here who are also from your same region or country.
When you're making an investment in Miami, you want peace of mind that your investment is going to grow.
Make sure that whatever you get is fit the three purposes and there's three reasons that people buy real estate: vacation home, primary resident, and investment.
So in the top 10, New York is number 1, London, Hong Kong, Singapore, Shanghai, Beijing, and then Miami. And so they also do a projection out 10 years. And in 10 years, it is still projected that Miami and New York will be the only 2 U.S. cities in the entire world that are most important to ultra high net worth individuals. Come to Miami.
I think if we go outside now, there should be sunny, blue skies, so we came in with stormy weather. It's fantastic. So as we continue with our program, I'd like to introduce our panel, and as we all go through different conversations in town about real estate, we always know that whoever moderates the conversation really adds to the liveliness and to the ideas for exchanging the conversation. So we decided to invite Orlando Montiel to be our moderator. So please help us introduce the stage. Orlando is founder of the Montiel organization. He produces and hosts a TV show called Miami Real Estate Show. Orlando, please join us in the stage. Orlando will lead the conversation with our panelists, lots of talent, lots of ideas, lots of authenticators to follow Bruce's idea here today. We'll introduce now Jay Phillip. Jay Phillip Parker serves as the CEO of Douglas Elliman. Jay, join us on the stage. Jay has been, everybody has a very complete bio in the booklets, but I will give you the key points. Jay has been founding partner of Clear Title. He's a law partner, also Phillip Parker Jacobs. He's been in real estate for many, many years and transacted incredible transactions internationally as well. So Jay will add to this conversation with great depth and enthusiasm for the market as he meets on Douglas Elliman and his incredible team. I'd like to introduce now Louis Birdman from BRD Development, Birdman Real Estate Development to the stage. Louis not only is a friend and a colleague from the University of Florida, but he's also an architect by training. So it's fantastic and refreshing that he brings Saharadi to Miami. Him and his partner have really taken the city to the next level. So we'll enjoy Luis's ideas and concepts in his practice today. Next, I'd like to introduce Chris Leavitt to the stage. Chris, as we know him now, world famous from $1 Million Listing. He's also top agent at Douglas Elliman, dealing with very large transactions with nearly 20 years in real estate. Has transacted deals, $34 million condominium triplex penthouse deals. So Chris will bring incredible insights to the conversation this afternoon. Certainly enjoy that. Very lively and great intelligence. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce another innovator, Harvey Hernandez from Newgard Development. Harvey has indeed been in the market now for many years, first as HH Development and now with Newgard as an innovator in the market. And Harvey brings great perspective to the market and great dynamics through the projects that he's now innovating with his group. So he'll share that with us this afternoon. And lastly, I'd like to invite Eloy Carmenate, Eloy has raised Miami to the next level. He's been in real estate here on the luxury market for many, many years. First was Constructa, participated in Villaggio, 1500 Ocean Drive, great history. Recently sold out the wonderful glass project that is developed and brought to Ocean Drive. And now, with Douglas Elliman, he's representing the Renzo Piano Masterpiece in Southern Park, which is very exciting. So he brings great also knowledge and creativity and authenticity to this conversation. So welcome all, and let's enjoy this conversation.
In the meantime, while they're doing that, I want to say something that the interviews I do in the Miami Real Estate Show are very interesting, and most of you, many of you interviewed today, I'm sorry. And we talked about Miami, the city, the buildings. But in one of the interviews, Alicia Cerrera is sitting around her, and I asked her what makes Miami different. And I remember very, very clearly, she said, well, other cities have great weather, the location. And then she pauses and goes, but it's the people that makes Miami different. What a wonderful group of people we have here today. So thank you for the opportunity to ask the questions. Okay, start with you. 90-minute pitch. When you're talking to a buyer, to an investor, what do you say about Miami? The same goes for all of you guys.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for moderating. Thank you for the introduction of Miami Chamber of Commerce. What an incredible outcome, what a great event, what a great legacy created. Thank you. I would have to say that what separates Miami from every other market in the country is our complexity, our diversity, the quality that has enhanced Miami in every aspect of what's come to be today. From its culture, to its creativity, to its design, to the finishes, to the luxury elements of our food and dining and ambiance. And I think the quality of the people as a mentioned. I think we've evolved as a culture, as a community, as a society, to one from boom bust and instability to one tremendous stability and all incredible opportunity for all involved.
Probably our resilience. What do you mean by resilient? Miami's very resilient. We're a leader, we're a trend leader. Obviously, we're a leader in condominiums. And we have been very resilient in the last downturn. After New York came back, Miami was one of the next markets to come back. There's still markets in the U.S. that have not in the last downturn. And with the cyclical nature of real estate, Miami continues to be a leader in this field. Very important. We thought that Miami, many economists, experts said that Miami would take about 8 to 10 years to recover. It took less than 3 years. So resilience.
Miami is a world-class city, and it's really a fraction of the price of the other world-class cities around the world. So it's still a bargain, it's still a great deal. It's the second largest financial hub in the country. People don't realize that. It's actually the place where people come to work to, live full time. It's exciting, like Jay said. The culture is booming. The finest hotels in the world, the finest restaurants are coming. Very exciting to watch.
So we have the price, resilience, the people. Harvey.
First of all, thank you for having me here. The Chamber always throws an incredible event every year. This is great. I think what makes Miami is its passion. I think I always say this to my friends, and I will say it here. I think Miami is definitely a female, right? And it's definitely Latin. Because it's so dramatic, right? It's so beautiful. It's so
Beautiful. I like that.
And when it's weather, it's incredible weather. When it rains, it really, really rains. When you want to see sunset, incredible sunset. So I think people fall in love with that whole concept. People fall in love with that energy, with that lifestyle that we have. And in addition to that, you also offer that lifestyle at prices that are so affordable. I think is an incredible combination.
Hello.
I think, in addition to what Harvey said, its diversity is incredible. And the fact that these, you can never be bored of Miami. Art festivals, there's music, there's sports. You can go to a ball, to Urban Beach. I mean, who gets that It's in New York City with palm trees and a beach, with beautiful, beautiful people, and the Latino influence and the European culture. It's dynamic, it's unique.
Now working with so many real estate agents for many years, it's important to define or to be very clear when we talk about the people. The new people that are coming to Miami, the emerging Americans, and new people that are demanding new jobs, higher pay, the prices, and being able to make sure that we understand a fraction, well, what is a fraction of the price, and knowing that information so we can compel more clients to buy more. So be very specific about when we talk about prices and how people that are coming here, etc. What about the hottest markets? And we were talking on the phone yesterday about the hottest markets in Miami. You made a great point. So for you guys in the panel, which ones do you think are the hottest markets right now in Miami?
I mean, I'd have to say that I think Miami is incredibly fragmented. We have several extraordinary markets, and I think more than the market, it's the product type. I think that each of the markets, whether it's downtown, Biscayne Corridor, Edgewater, Miami Beach, and moving north, I think that what we really see capturing the most momentum is luxury. I think there is a lot of product in the market, but personally I'm not concerned about the viability of the market, the extraordinary opportunities in this market. And I think each of the markets in their own right present great opportunities. I think we'll see a lot of great new projects coming into the Miami Beach market, and Miami Beach, although we're hosted here by One Hotel Homes, extraordinary product with great credit to Richard Refraction there to Sterling. I think we can all attest to the fact that there's tremendous demand for luxury product. And furthermore, if we look at the single-family home market in Miami Beach, it's almost impossible to attract, to purchase anything renovated under $2 million. So we see our market continuing to expand both in the downtown sector, Edgewater, Miami Beach, etc. And I think that really where we'll find great opportunities is in the luxury sector.
What about you, Luis? Which area?
Well, obviously I'm a big fan of the Museum Park area. But even more exciting than what we're doing is actually behind us with Miami World Center. This is the last biggest piece of downtown to be developed. But the areas that I'm sort of most excited about for the future are probably Linwood and the Design District. I think it's an interesting opportunity to do much smaller scale luxury projects than have been done traditional luxury projects in downtown and Brickell and Miami Beach.
Chris, what about you?
You know, I think there's something for everybody in every area, and there's not one area that's better than the other because they all have so many things to offer. So, you know, representing developers all over the place, you have to be political, but I think that it really is every aspect of Miami is amazing. I always say though, you know, for best investment, you know, buying the beach because it's like buying Central Park anymore. It will always hold its value, no matter what happens.
Chris is right, the sand does sell.
What?
I'm sorry? Anything on the sand will sell.
Right.
Period. People don't come into this city to you know, look at buildings or to go on be on the bay. They come to go on the beach.
But Brickell downtown will be such an incredible place, you know, with luxury shops and restaurants, and it'll be like its own little chic city.
I agree with you, but maybe also something else you're going to find people, real locals that actually live there, people who actually are leaving. You know, there's a migration now. People leaving the suburban areas and coming into urban city centers that have such fabulous retail and such great planning and architecture. So it's interesting to note. It's hard to almost decide which one's hottest. I'm more focused on emerging. I mean, what's happening in the North Beach area and Surfside is overwhelming. They're the second highest price per square foot, second to South Beach, and they're like averaging $2,500 a foot. With the redevelopment of the park, the North Shore Park with Weststate that's doing the soundscapes, part of the soundscape parking for us. Anchored by the rental piano building. By the way, guys, I'm representing it later. But it's a good one, you know what I'm saying. But then you have the Four Seasons. Fantastic, Richard Meyer, Pritzker award-winning architect. You have rental piano, you have large firms from New York coming in. You have the developer from 300 Collins coming in. He bought just south of the Surf Club. And then right south of that one, you have the Sapir Group out of New York, and they're planning a hotel and more residences. And, I was in South Beach from the beginning, right from the start. And the one thing that this city had going, when I saw what it could be, what this town of Surfside and this North Beach area could be. I think it's an epic area because it's, due to its limited zoning, it's a unique opportunity to create an upscale seaside village with very, very limited real estate and limited and very, very tight retail. So you're looking at something, you know, I love South Beach, I'm a South Beach guy, but there's no hotels there. These are going to be upscale oceanfront resort residences with large tracts of land on the ocean just south of Bell Harbor.
Harvey is to the south, you can paint everywhere else.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
You're a developer already, of course, and how do you see the luxury real estate market in South Florida, especially in Miami? More important, not only how we see the real estate market, but where do you get the information? Who is also, when you guys are about to invest in develop a huge project, how can we help the agency that you're running today? Okay, this is where you can go for that information and you can truly use that information to help your clients make an informed decision.
Yeah, so first of all, I agree with what Jay said. I think Miami is, if I may take, as far as markets, the hottest market by far is downtown area, including where you are, Louis and Miami World Center. Just because it's the first time you'll be able to have access, transportation, shopping, retail, food and beverage options, culture, and in addition to that, residential and office. It's incredible.
Mixed use.
It's truly a mixed use type of lifestyle. Now, I kind of disagree with you, Eloy, as to people go to Miami only for the ocean and the beach. You know, if you're from South America, if you're Venezuelan or Brazilian or Colombian, you have incredible beaches. They just want the city, they want this energy, they want the vibe. Of course, they love the views and they love everything else and they love to have access to go to the beach, but they can do that. But I think it's just a little bit for everyone.
I agree with you, but the portal, the reason why they came here, the reason why they probably discovered it, if your kid came on vacation and went to the beach and go, oh my God, this is a city. Oh my God, wow, this is an urban city center with shopping, dining, music, sports, what you're saying. But it usually starts, and what I see in my humble experience, I just see that it starts there, but then it worked.
Well, they always starts from shopping, right? They come to shop.
Shopping, absolutely. I agree with you. They come to shop. They have Brazilians.
I mean, but this is the great thing about Miami, right? That it offers different things for different people. As a South American, the reason we come here is not to go to the beach. Why? Because we don't have many things in South America: the security, the economy, the social aspects. So we come here to live in a different situation. But New Yorkers, Europeans, of course, definitely the beach is huge.
So
backdrop of the whole city.
Right, exactly. So as far as helping everybody here and everybody in this
Which
city
is the point
to sell our city, which is really what we are only interested in at the end of the day. So nowadays there are websites out there that are actually go on and frequent often, which is blogs, and the reason why I go to these blogs is not only to keep myself up to date, that's what everybody else is doing, but also to hear the comments and kind of what people say.
Can you mention a couple of those things, those blogs?
Yeah, so Next Miami is one, Curb is another one, Golden, Douglas Elliman is another one, although
Jay, you have one of the most important reports, which is the night round report, which Teresa uses a lot, and we use a lot with our clients. Can you elaborate on that? Where you get the information from?
Well, we have, with my friend, we have over 70 analysts that will full-time gather data. And I think as real estate professionals, it's important that you understand the data. I think hearing what Teresa said today, anyone out there that's concerned about the strength of the South Florida market should look at the facts. And the facts indicate that the market is sustainable, strong, and again, while there may be opportunities where there might be some price retraction, that doesn't mean that we're going into a free fall. And for those of you that are looking to understand where this market is going, we'll look at the facts. Whether you're looking at the wealth report from Knight Frank and Douglas Elliman, where we predict, based upon strategic data, $150 billion of new wealth coming into South Florida over the next 10 years. $150 billion. that money is going to flow into our market. They're going to create jobs, they're going to create opportunity, they're going to create power, they're going to create increasing value. So just like all of our panelists have said, it doesn't matter where you live in the museum district, downtown, the downtown core, Miami Beach, there are tremendous opportunities because we've evolved as a city. And data is key. Now, whether you look at our report or any other report, our third quarter report comes out next week, the data will show you that the market is robust. The data will show you that prices are rising. The data will show you that although there is a tremendous amount of inventory, just like the last tremendous recession, which by the way was driven by the financial institutions and not by real estate, we are now in a very strong position. So any of you that are going to perpetuate the myth of a free fall in South Florida are only doing yourselves a disservice. Look at the facts and understand what all of us are saying, which is we live in one of the most desirable cities in the world. And the Knight Frank report, which I encourage all of you to read, it's online, it talks about the increase in importance of Miami in particular as one of the most important destinations in the world to invest in. And because of that, we're going to continue to see flight pattern. It's interesting that everybody talks about the devaluation of currencies around the world. And certainly we're all very sensitive to that, and none of us want to see Venezuela, Brazil, or other economies suffer from a devaluation of their currency. But what you also have to understand on the flip side, looking at the glass being half full, is that the instability in these markets are driving people to the United States where they perceive the risk as related to the opportunity to be extraordinarily powerful. So understand that and take that home with you and know the research. And by the way, as we evolve as a city and as a community and as a professional infrastructure within this city, it's important that you as real estate professionals carry the value of the information to your clients and not just direct them towards projects that are in commission. And that's what we're based on.
Very good point. And one more thing regarding that information. You see that we have the currency detachment, the currency point, which is very, very important. You see, Teresa produces a very, very good report for the Miami Association of Realtors. And for the past 7 years, the country with the most profits in terms of currency has been Venezuela. It's always been number one in terms of purchases. The same things happen in Brazil, Argentina, etc. So what's happening in South America positively affects us.
I'd like to add something to what Jay just said. And I think this is the information and well handling the information and information that is validated and that it comes from great sources is key for what you guys do out there. Number one. Number two, so the perception in the world is that Europe is terrible. We know what's going on in the Middle East. We know what's going on in many, many countries, unfortunately, in South America. The perception is the U.S. is the safest place to be. But within the U.S. is 3 cities, maybe 4, that kind of attract the majority of this capital that is looking for safety. And within those 4 cities, Miami is the one that is perceived as the better value out there. And the city where they're going to be seeing this appreciation that is going to make the investment so much better than any other city, just because we're so young and growing so fast. So that's very, very important.
Because what about you? We're building one of the most iconic buildings in Miami right now. Where do you look for that information? Obviously, look at all the data that a lot of the brokerages provide. They have really the best statistics, the best data about the transactions that are happening and where the business is coming from. And I agree with what Harvey's saying. I mean, we look at sort of where's the smart money going? And the smart money always goes to safety, security, and stability. So when you look at, again, and I'll argue that there may be only maybe 3 cities in the United States where people are really investing. New York has gotten very top heavy, okay? And maybe 4. If you look at California, because it's such a big state, where there's maybe two cities in California, but Miami is clearly the best value. And what's had to happen is when you look at, and to some extent, I agree with Eloy about people initially think of Miami and they come here for the beach, but the beach, as you know, is a very limited resource. There's very few development opportunities left on the beach. I mean, most of the beaches are already developed for condominiums that aren't going anywhere. So it's very hard to even find projects to do on the beach. So as developers, we have to look what we can do to pull people away from the beach into these other markets. And, you know, the developments that we're doing, like with 1,000, you know, really having to raise the bar to be able to pull people. And a good percentage of our buyers are actually people that own stuff on the beach. You have a lot of buyers that are south of the street that have been in the market a long time. They've seen, you know, twofold and threefold appreciation of property that they bought, and they're like, where's the next place I can move my money? So you've got to follow the money.
Now, one question to make it a little bit relaxed more than the conversation is a memorable moment that you had with a client. We talked about that, Chris, yesterday, so if you want to start a conversation.
So actually, it's ironic because the balls are building. It's not my other ones, but. So I was relaxing by my pool at the Icon South Beach one day. This was rarely going to happen because I'm always like racing around. But I was by the pool and there were no towels, and I was about to pitch a fit, which I usually do when I get upset about not having good service. But something brought me in and said, Chris, just control your diva attitude for a minute. And I graciously walked inside and got towels, and I saw a little family sitting there. Husband and wife, their 2 kids, and I brought them towels too. And they were so happy that I brought them towels and so impressed that I had taken the time to bring them towels. I started talking about real estate, and they said, you know, where should I buy? And I was like, no, strong for a minute. And then I just pointed downtown to that little empty plot of land. And I said, well, 1,000 Museum is an amazing building. I actually just went for a presentation there. And I called my good friend Harvey among Sotheby's, and in 2 hours we had a contract signed. Then that client became one of my best clients, and we're like 32 apartments sold since that one. So always be polite, always be nice.
Give good service.
Amazing service. And don't let people see that
So Chris, does that mean we're getting a commission?
Sorry.
Do we get a commission on this?
Absolutely.
What about you, Eloy? Any story?
Mine's a little bit different because, you know, I was on site on the beach and back in the old times, and I sold that old lodge, and I remember that it was a resale, and I sold a penthouse. And this gentleman walks in from Long Island, he goes, I really love this apartment, I'm going to buy it, but you can't tell my wife. I said, what do you mean I can't tell your wife? No, you can't tell my wife. I said, well, you know, you're the boss and you're paying me my commission. As a matter of fact, I did the deal with Nelson Gonzalez and then you know, he had the listing. And what happened was the day of the closing, it was his 50th wedding anniversary, and he gave her the apartment. She had no idea. She started crying. She started freaking out. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment for me. So it was very unexpected because, you know, you see an older gentleman in South Beach and no wife apartment. You know, it turned out to be a very beautiful, beautiful thing for you and husband and wife, and a really wonderful gift. It was like a reality TV moment. No pun intended.
Well, I think we have any other comments? I think we have a couple of minutes for a couple of questions. Stay with Eloy, what are some of the challenges you face when we're working with a developer, when we're setting up construction, when we're working with the sales team? I'm asking the same question to the developers. What are the challenges you face when working with agents?
That's a loaded question, but I think that Louis Berkman can relate. Harvey, we haven't done work together. I think that it's our biggest challenge is to keep them grounded and keep their feet on the ground about pricing. Because they want to sell everything at $5,000 a foot, and then they throw it back at the broker. It's our job to throw the $5,000 to, you know, basically guide them, because we are their experts, hopefully. And, you know, we've been able to. I got to tell you, I have these conversations all the time with my developers that I work with. We usually meet somewhere in the middle. So it's definitely the most challenging part of the negotiation that you ever have with developers, for instance.
What about you, Bill?
Inventory control, not selling to your friends for low prices to get velocity, because then, you know, we're stuck with all the sort of bad apartments. Also, managing their expectations. We're only as good as our last sale, even if it was 2 days ago. They still want more, they want more. And also being in their shoes. We have to remember these people, developers, who have pressure from banks, from partners, from so many people. So we may be talking to you as our sort of boss technically, but I know you guys have many more people behind you that you have to answer to. So being sensitive to that, I think, is really important for us.
We'll go to you.
Yeah, I was just, having the benefit of working with developers representing billions and billions of dollars in developments, like you as realtors get up every morning wondering where the next commission is going to come from, these developers are in an extraordinary high-pressure position. It may appear as a luxurious, enjoyable, kind of laissez-faire position, but in fact their day-to-day concerns are very real. And the pressure that they in turn relay to us as their sales team is extremely important and extremely relevant. And I think the biggest challenge is being able to manage that relationship, manage the stress, and also at the same time be able to bring a developer, who may be a newer developer or a very seasoned developer, as much experience as we can, without overstepping the boundaries. But I think what's important to understand is that the finished product, when all the units are closed, that's a great thing. But the process from acquiring the land, developing the idea, visualizing the concept, branding it, marketing it, and selling it, it's a long road, and I give a lot of credit to those that take the risk and put their necks on the line to bring it to fruition. And I give both of you gentlemen a lot of credit for improving your selling and quality products in the market.
Good. It's probably managing the changes. We get a lot of requests from the brokers and their clients. We had a broker that brought us a client that actually wanted to buy 3 floors in the building. That's a great story, right? Buy 3 floors in the building. And they said, price is a problem, the payment schedule is a problem, but the buyer wants 25 parking spaces, and we want you to add an elevator in the building so you private access to this. So, sometimes the requests, as ridiculous as they might seem, are real to the buyer, but sometimes they're impossible to manage in the process, and sometimes you have a broker, but I brought you this deal, and the reality is sometimes you just can't take every deal, no matter how good it sounds.
Like putting the bathroom in the terrace, something like that. Not staying with the plumbing lines.
Harley, I'm gonna take it that deal. Anything, 3 floors, and then figure it out later. So, our biggest challenge with you guys has to do with pushing pricing every day. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that have the pressure. We are the ones that have to build this product. At the end of the day, right? And it has to be a profitable proposition. Otherwise, why are we doing what we take on the risk? Number one. Number two, our biggest challenge is also not projecting so much of our stress and all the issues that we have in our day-to-day to our sales team and our brokers. Because otherwise, make the whole enterprise way too stressful. And if you're stressed, you cannot sell. So, we have a very tough job, but, we have to remind ourselves every day that you guys at the end of the day make it happen for us. So, we are partners in this enterprise.
Now, to close it up, I would like to give the opportunity to each of you in 30 seconds to answer the question, what makes you unique?
I'll refer to what makes me unique. Douglas Elliman. Douglas Elliman is my passion. Douglas Elliman is unique because we're an independent real estate company that spans the globe. We're not fragmented. We're individual in our nature. We're essentially synergistic across all of our markets and really focus on bringing our agents the value of a partnership, empowering platform, and the ability to provide their clients with the resources to make informed, wise decisions and help build long-lasting, integral, trust-based relationships.
Good. Well, I think what makes us unique as a project, obviously, is being able to bring someone of that caliber into Miami. But as an organization, I think it's our ability to look at all kinds of opportunities because we don't just do that type of project. We do all different types of projects. We're opportunistic developers, and we look at where trends are going, and we just see the trends now as being the top end of the luxury market, but that's not a trend that we see necessarily continuing for years to come. So we're constantly looking at other better opportunities.
What makes me unique? Think about that for a second. No, I think that, coming to Miami in 2009, starting with my Del Vega was amazing. Selling the W South Beach, I was really thrown into this cultural explosion of different countries. Because in New York City, I was sort of selling co-ops with the same kind of people. It wasn't really that diverse, if you can believe it or not, in New York. But for me, coming here was just like, wow, I really need to learn how to work with these different types of people. And I asked my aide and said, could you please pay for cultural courses for me so I can learn about all these different cultures. And that was a really valuable thing that I learned. So now, I take that with me wherever I go, whatever culture I'm selling to, I sort of know their nose, know what they're looking for, know what they're, what not to say, what to say, when to pause, when to shake their hand, when not to shake their hand. That's really important. And as the Chinese culture comes to Miami hopefully soon, that's something that we all need to learn. The dance between the Chinese buyer and broker is huge and an art unto itself.
I think what makes us unique is the fact that we refuse to do the same thing as everybody else is. I think we spend a lot of time researching our next deal and always have to be different than what everybody else is doing. And we build, we design, and we develop product like we have been around for 50 years. So you're only as good as our last deal in our industry. So we think it's true, very fresh before jumping into a new company. So that's important.
How do you say this? Talk about yourself in the beginning, but anyway, I don't sell anything. I represent real estate. I give you facts. I give you market knowledge. I know just about, or have been in just about every single apartment that has been built in this city. I'm thrilled to say that I feel that I contributed to all these wonderful developments and communities I've been selling for so long, and I sold so many residences that I feel like I put a brick in every building, and it's very personal to me. And I love Miami, I love my city, and I love the people who live here. And I think I represent the city very well.
Thank you, Eloy. Well, close it up. So basically we learn about the people, we learn about the prices, the different cultures that we have. The most important thing is to make sure that you can back up the data. And this is a data-driven world. And if you have the data, you can control your business. It's very important that you transform this information from these very, very successful people into information only, but into knowledge. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
So on behalf of the committee, I want to thank you all for being here tonight and participating in this incredible conversation. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. You've been very patient. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you to Juanita Fontek for the new construction show. We see you all at the new Miami construction show soon. And the next chamber meeting is on October 6th. And look out for that. Thank you so much.
Are you coming? Are you coming?
¿Y tú? ¿Vienes? ¿Vienes? Are you coming?
Você vem. ¿Vienes?
Laila, are you coming? Are you coming? ¿Vienes? Are you coming? I am going.